Hey everyone, how's it going today? Coach Alvarez here, back at you another episode, Coffee with Coach. Hope you're up doing well, got the mind in the right place. If not, as always, let's put it in the right place. So, with this week being that week again, right before the new year, I wanted to drop another video real quick, another episode. Found a new video this morning by Eric Thomas. Again, just like in the past, I've talked about. It just depends on what YouTube kind of recommends and new videos come my way, and I'll listen to someone for a while. It could be Eric Thomas, it could be Andy Frisella, it could be just Jocko or whatever, and their new videos, and so I'll just play those for a while, and then those more videos will be recommended, and I'll catch new ones. And I caught a really good one. The title, it's hard for me because now Facebook kind of changed the way they do things. So I got like two phones running, two videos. So I don't have the video right in front of me to give you the description, but it's talking about being average, okay? And right in the beginning of this video, he just goes pretty hard with he's at a conference speaking, and he's talking about, average people talk problems and the greats talk solutions. And that just hit me pretty hard because dealing with people all the time, like I do in jiu-jitsu, and friends and family members and stuff like that, and conversations after conversations, and then just listening to people talk and hearing their patterns of certain individuals, the way they speak, that's totally true, okay? Average people talk about problems. It's never their fault. They're always complaining. They're always talking under their breath. They're always just, it's hard to be around certain individuals like that, because when you're a person like me, that's more optimistic, that more like it's gonna be okay. We're gonna work our way through it. We'll again find a solution. We're gonna figure it out, okay? And then you're around those other individuals that it's never gonna work. It's too hard. It's someone else's fault but theirs. That stuff just wears on you. At least for me, it does. And you need to separate yourself from that. And it's hard because sometimes these people are like close to you. They're very close to you. For some people, at least for me. And so you can't like completely just cut them out, right? Because they're family members, or they're close friends, or they're maybe some students that have been with you for a while, or whatever. And so you got to kind of maneuver around these kind of things and change the subject, or somehow get that back into a positive direction, okay? But it's hard because certain individuals, for whatever reason, that average mindset it's just not going to work. And why me? And why this? And again, always talking about problems, okay? And the greats talk solutions, okay? The winners talk solutions. And again, that's why, at least for me, again, I can relate jiu-jitsu to life in so many different ways, but jiu-jitsu is problem solving. All day long, all round long, you're trying to figure out this problem in front of you, whether it's the individual's game that you're having trouble with, their strengths their strength that you're having problem with, they're just whatever. It's a problem solving thing. So all day long doing jiu-jitsu, I'm trying to figure out the answer to the problems that are right in front of me. And it's really helped over time, helped me develop just a different mindset. Like, okay, yeah, this sucks right now. This isn't cool. I don't really want to be here in this position, whether I kind of did it to myself, okay, or life just kind of threw some things my way and kind of put me in a position to where it's just not cool to be in. But the mindset never changes. It's always going to be the same. Like, all right, I'll figure it out. Okay, I don't know how many times I've told myself, especially this last year or so, with everything that's kind of going on, COVID and business and just all kind of stuff. It's always, I'll figure it out, okay? And when I have certain individuals around me that kind of do the woe is me, kind of, it's never my fault, and why ain't you, whatever, why didn't someone help me with this, or why didn't someone show me this, or why didn't someone teach me this? Um, it's always going right back to them with, well, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna find a solution. We're gonna get to the root of the problem, and we're gonna fix it. And a lot of times people will fight me on that because they really don't want to fix the problem. They just want to complain and talk about the problem, but they really don't want it to go away, because if you really did, then you'd work really hard on trying to fix that, okay? And it's really hard to get through to some people that you always hear that phrase, like someone else has got it harder than you. Someone else has got it worse than you, okay? And so for some people, they can't get that, they wrap their mind around that. They can't grasp a hold of that. And I know from talking to people that they do have it worse than me, that they have some things going on, or a situation that they were given or born with, that isn't as good as mine, And so I know, like, hey, I'm grateful for the things that I have, the people that I have around me, the position that I'm in. It definitely could be worse, okay? So when you have certain individuals that are just those people, okay, if they're just not ready, they're just not ready yet. But I'll try, okay, which I do. I really try to get people to kind of change their mindset. I'll send, whether it's a book or a quote that I read, or a motivational video of someone else kind of saying the same thing I'm saying, but maybe just in a different way, and maybe that thing will get through to them. For some people, though, it's who they are. They don't really want to change. They say they want out of the position that they're in, but they don't. Because if they did, they would change the way they talk, the way they think, the way they act, the way they do things, how they carry themselves. But we all know those individuals that it's just never going to work. And why can't I get it? And it's hard, because I have students like this. I have friends like this, family members like this. And when you're that person like me, that's like, it'll be okay. You'll figure it out. We'll get to we'll find the answer. We'll work around it. We'll work through it, under it, over it. However, we'll just get to the other side of this sooner or later. The clouds and the storm can only last over top of you for so long, and then they'll move on to somewhere else, or to someone else. And so it's just that constant battle of trying to get people to think better. Okay, so again, average people talk problems, all right? The greats talk solutions. And I don't know about you, okay? But for me, I definitely want to be one of the greats, okay? One of the ones that people can look up to, come to, or go to for some assistance in finding a solution or whatever, or just finding that, because that's why I go to these videos that I listen to, because these guys or ladies, depending on who it is, are that energy. They're that boost for me to go to when I'm tired, I don't feel like it, sore, beat up, crappy things are happening to me. That's why I start my day the way I started. I started off with my walks with my dogs. It's dark outside. It's early, and these things start playing to kick off my morning, to kick off my day, and it's really just starts to slowly get my mind in the right place. Okay, because there's days, like I said, you'll wake up and you are tired, you are sore, you are beat up, you're frustrated, you're the day before is carrying into the next day, and that's not good. And if you don't check that right away and get that fixed, then the next day is going to be like the previous day if it wasn't a good one. All right, and you can't have that. You're trying to make the next day better. You're trying to improve and get better, and you can't do that by putting blame on other people, or why you're not where you're supposed to be or where you want to be, regardless of the situation. Like Eric Thomas, his dad wasn't in his life. His dad left him. Dad had all kind of kids everywhere. He said he just met a niece for the first time when she's 24 years old. And for the longest time, he used his dad not being in his life as an excuse, as a cop-out, as a way to lose in life. Well, I don't have it as good as you because I didn't have both my parents. I didn't have my dad around. So that's why I'm losing in life. And he eventually had to get control over that, take ownership of that. And I was like, you know what? I can't give this man power over my life because he didn't want me, because he didn't feel that I was worthy enough to to take care of and to be around and to be in my life. And for the longest time, he carried that with him, and that was his way out. That was his, well, look, my dad didn't want me, so this is my excuse to lose in life. And it wasn't until he changed his mindset on that and took ownership of, like, this is my life, and if I want it to get better, I have to make some changes. I have to think, do, read, and do better. And that's exactly what he did. And now he's giving back, and he's doing all the, he does all these, all these conferences, and he does, does a ton of free videos and stuff like that. And I caught on to that, okay? And I've been sharing this stuff for a long time because I feel like that's how you should do it. That's how you should pay. You should let people know what you're listening to, if it's improving your life and it's making it better. Because hopefully it will do the same thing, because everyone is looking for a better, I don't say everyone, because, and everyone should, but not everyone really is, because if they were, they would take the advice that I'd give them, someone else is giving them, and they would take that advice and use it and get better. But that's not the case in a lot of cases. But in a lot of other cases, there are people, they want the help. They're looking for the help. They want to improve and they want to get better. And that information is out there, and that's why these episodes are here. That's why I'm sharing these things. Someone asked me the other day, well, can you share videos with me? This is what I'm doing. When I listen to something, I share it. I give it to you guys. I put it out there. A lot of people listen, and a lot of people don't. Okay? I'll ask my class sometimes, hey, you guys, raise your hand if you caught my episode this morning. Only a couple of hands will come up. I'm like, man, look, I am dropping jewels, man, bombs. Like, I am giving good stuff on some of the things that are helping me. And if it's helping me win, then I know it can help you win. So listen to it. Take some time out of your day to find stuff like this, because I start my morning with hours of stuff like this. So this one video I was listening to, I've already listened to it for a couple hours. I'll just replay it over and over and loop it back, so I can really absorb it and let it sink in, and I can really understand what is being said, and then I can go and use it and share it and so on and so forth. So again, average people talk problems, the greats talk solutions. Let that sink in. Let it help you. Let it take you into 2022 with a better mindset and a better way of living, and it will help all the people around you. And because again, by me paying it forward like this and sharing these kind of things, my mindset is like, if I can get my students to think like this and talk like this, and my friends and family to be like this, then I'm only going to improve and get better as a person, because I have more people being like this versus more people, the average person, which there's a lot of average people out there, they talk the other way. It's not going to work. Why me? Why this? Life sucks. Why don't I have this? Why don't I have that? So on and so forth. The list goes on, and it's horrible. And it's really hard to be around those people, and I can only tolerate it for so long before I chime in with the stuff I chime in with. And that really just sets a lot of people off, because they don't want to hear that stuff. And it's too bad, because if you want to be around me, you are going to get positive, motivational, take care of your health, eat better. Why aren't you exercising? Why don't you lift some weights? Why don't you go for a walk? Why don't you go for a run? Why don't you do some jiu-jitsu? Why don't you just do better? And a lot of people just don't want to do better. So what happens? They separate themselves from me, and it's all good, because if they don't want to get better, that's on them. I do, and the ones that want to get better, they'll attach themselves to me, and we'll get to winning. So again, average people talk problems, and the greats talk solutions. All right, great stuff. Had to share that with you guys. Get your mind ready for the new year, okay? These last couple of days, the end of 2021, you can't go into the new year with the same, if you have that type of mindset, that same mindset. This year will carry into next, and you can't expect the new year just to magically, you wake up on January 1st and then everything's gonna change. It starts with how you think, and how you talk to yourself, how do you talk out loud to other people. And if you really want a new year to be a better year, then you definitely have to make those changes. And like the biggest thing for me is like your health. If you're not taking care of your health, you are losing in so many ways. You know, I don't really watch the news, but people tell me about the news, you know, the Omicron or whatever. I don't know, man. Look, all I know is I exercise every day, 2, 3 times a day, and I take a ton of vitamins and I take a ton of greens and I eat really well. And it's like, man, I'm doing my part. I'm not going to sit here and hope and pray and wish that, you know, this thing doesn't. I just do my part and everything else will just kind of fall where it falls. All right. You guys have a great day. We'll catch you guys on the next one. We'll see you.